This will trigger the Lexus RCF. So
that's big. That is a very big crash. Oh my God, that is so fast.
They beat their partner off the road.
Here's America coming off here. You don't want to run it any closer than that. I hope you guys are wrong about that start, because that's wrong to start.
Come on, Lowndes, he has. Reynolds will lead them in the Bodlow entry. Lowndes sticks it up the inside. They touch. Reynolds has gone around. Evasive action from the Erebus entry. No, that is not.
Yeah, nice words there from Jason Richards. Is that Dumbrell getting turned around? That was Stevie. He's trying for the crossover here, coming back underneath him.
You know,
That's just a simple unload, really, isn't it?
yeah, I'll put my hand up there and say he's going to cop a big one for that. Just destroy Paul's run.
For pit lane infringement, because I don't reckon Dick can recover that tyre. Here it is again. Courtney and Dale Wood. That's the moment that triggered Courtney out into the weeds that put all this debris on the track. That's massive wall contact. That'll be huge damage on that chassis. Second time this year. And then can't steer. It goes straight ahead at turn 2. So there's been a lot happening in line here.
When you're doing it, he's in. That's a massive crash there for Tander. He's spun. That's Rick Kelly involved. Tim Blanchard, Moffat, they're all involved. Have a look at this. This will be red flagged. That is a massive crash.
Red flag. All cars are to stop on the grid in order, please. In their current order, all cars to stop on the grid.
Side with Dean Fury at the hairpin. Ingles also up high, and Reynolds up on the wall. Rips the front left suspension out of that car.
Huge damage here. This will be safety car for sure.
Safety car scramble, safety car.
And here's the exchange between Shane and David. So he's just tripped over his nose. He's tried to close down on him, and he's rotated around the nose of Shane.
So don't discount Whincup because he's coming through at the same time. Oh, there's a clumsy little moment there with Will and Tim Slade. This is on board now with Will over the top of Lukey Heights, and he fires down the inside. We saw, and he's actually got the wheel there. They've hit wheel to wheel.
So he got the right
Bump and grind. Will goes to the outside. Now, what happens here? Is Todd Kelly caught in the centre? Todd, there we go. I think that was actually Nick Percat on the inside of Will Davison. Scott Pye got caught also. Just check for this. Is that Nick Percat? Yes, it's Nick Percat on the inside. They make side-to-side contact.
The same in the Penrite entry. Now, this is the explanation as to what happened with Will. And so he's gone in very hard there at turn 8 on in relative terms, a cold tyre. May have also had a helping hand there. There'll be more to the story, no doubt. More replays down here. Oh yeah, more to the story, all right. So it was Todd Kelly and Will Davison. I didn't catch the other car, but that was 3 wide into turn 8. So that's not part of the hustle. Car number 78 on the outside of him is Todd Hazelwood. Oh, trouble. Big trouble at the end of the back straight. And that's a terrible incident. A terrible incident for Hazelwood. And this is where the multi-point harness, the seats, the hands device that secures the helmet so that he doesn't end up with a disproportionate amount of movement with...
Just watch it. Oh, hang on. No, I don't want to talk to Tim. We're just watching this. Oh, no.
This is going to be bad luck,
this is going to be good. This is going to be good. No, it's not going to be good.
Rick Kelly off high-speed contact.
You almost make the other side of the road here. You've got to be real careful not to make it out there. There's the cars on the other side. Gee, that was very lucky.
Jamie Whincup, a rare error. And watch this for Todd again. Daniel Gaunt in the Gulf Western Oil entry. Jack. Yep.
So that was Cam McConville, but it wasn't Cam's fault because number 11 Jack Daniels' car, Jack Perkins, just stopped.
On the Zinger replay, you'll see the super cheap auto car there. I think that's actually Dumbrell, Neil.
And a replay here at turn 11, and that's contact with the wall. Is it James or Stephen?
I think it Michael James.
That's the reason why James has come back in, I'd say.
Giving the Jim Beam team a really big headache. It started here at turn 8.
Well, what happened is that, as you can just see there, I mean, not massive contact, but it's hurt the back of the car, and off turn 1 now, up into turn 3 on the exit, it's had a rear suspension failure, and then coolers. Oh, there it is.
It's a second go.
Look at that for a big slide. But then he's fanned the front and hit. That's the real damage. So the first one didn't really hurt it too much. Have a look. And then he hits the back and then fires in at the...
It's been highlighted for going through the curving at turn 2, so this will explain you at 8. Oh.
That's a biggie. That's Dumbrell.
Oh.
That's hit hard. So that...
Just see what happened here first before we go further with that. So James has just come in there way too heavy, and he will get collected. Oh, well, he collects Tony D'Alberto, and then smartly tries to push it up, although he's triggered a fire underneath there.
There's an oil fire at the front of it, but it's now stuck up on
those painted lines.
Well, it equalised it, didn't it?
Oh,
that's a big one.
Yeah, that was the contact. So there was contact with Kelly and Bargwana before Bargs went straight into the fence backwards. There you go. This will give you a nice bird's eye view.
Well, that did hit hard. Anyway, Will Davison leads from Craig Lowndes, Mark Winterbottom, Garth Tander, Jonathan Webb, Lee Holt. Very good job.
Oh, into the fence at turn 8. David Reynolds. Massive contact and keeps going.
Now, have a look again. See, he couldn't see. He was so close to the car in front. It just blinds you. You've got no visibility of where the apex of the corner is. He hit the inside.
Up the back. It's just one of those nose-to-tail silly traffic incidents. Whole heap of people with nowhere to go.
And meanwhile, Craig Lowndes has got back around Russell Ingall on the last flying lap. What a...
I'm sure Garth Tander has like... Oh, that's Lowndes. Lowndes, and that's Rick Kelly. This is dangerous. This is the blind spot we spoke about. That's the blind spot.
Mate, you're right. Fine.
Wingcut's dive down the inside.
Oh, no!
Kelly and Caruso touching.
Watch your head, mate. Watch your head for rubble and crash.
The background. Here's what happened. It was Will Davison on Paul Morris, and then Will locks the rear brakes, realising that he's going to tag his teammate, which he did. Todd Kelly gets turned in the process, and then both the HRT cars making contact as a result of everybody backing up based on what happened. Here we go. See, still cruising up here. So they already had a problem, and you get, hit very hard from behind. Massively hard from behind, and it's fired in first into...
collected someone or something. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah, that's what happens.
What will you say to him when he gets back in the garage, Larry?
Marcus Marshall. Same spot as where Stephen Johnson went awry before the top 10 shootout.
A few years ago, his boss, Larry... Someone's got a low oil pressure problem.
He's complaining of hitting the oil.
It's not him. It's not him. I think it might be car 2. Somebody's got an oil pressure problem, and I've got a feeling it's one of the key runners.
Into the concrete wall. A little bit loose there. Bang. Wham. Crunch. Up. Stopped. Will take the advantage and luff, and Baird. There goes Craig Baird. Into the wall at turn 2.
This will be it. And
watch the black car here of Todd Kelly. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was a tyre as well.
Well, that's a lot better than it could have been.
Oh, Alex was...
At the top, there will be chaos up here. Watch this. Can they get through?
And wide here at the S's, it looks like he may have made contact with the wall up there. Yeah, he has. So that's the reason why the guard is on the tyre, and that's just on the run to the dipper.
Yeah, can't see exactly what's going on.
About the slimy track conditions. No, Stephen Johnson, fuel on the road. This is a big incident. Turn 2.
Quite a big accident. Turn 2.
David Bernard's actually actually in the car. It's not Stephen Johnson. So safety car will be deployed. We've got 120 litres. They've just gone through the driver change. So it's David Bernard in the car. Out goes the Petters safety car. And this is a very big incident at turn 2. He's backed it into the wall. Driver's side. And we're on board the VIP entry. Steve Owens at the helm. So it looks like David did it on his own. He's just backed in very hard. So the approach speed into turn 2 is 260 k's. Their slowest mid-quarter speed, there it is in real time, is 130 k's.
Down the inside, I think it's Todd Kelly. Sorry, no, it's not. Whincup comes back on. Whincup did it to himself. He went off the road. He's come back on. When he come back on, he made contact with Todd Kelly. Todd Kelly is the innocent victim in this one. Jamie's done it to himself. They've come on and whack. Now, Jamie couldn't see Todd from there. So although that was a mistake...
Here is the Gillette replay. So traffic forced him wide. It was Todd Kelly on the inside. Davies had to run around the outside and has clouted the concrete wall in a significant impact that has completely destroyed the right rear corner of that car and has then just crept off to the left with that K. Here he is grabbing 4th gear. Replay ride into the wall there with Davey. 2 big impacts. It's a problem, a good problem to have, but it's still a problem.
It's close enough this time. It's close enough this time. Get off! No! Locks the rears and turns him around. And that is nowhere near good enough.
As predicted, Shane Van Gisbergen goes up into 2nd.
That is not good enough.
Check here.
Oh,
It's all going on. Up the inside is Mostert. He's given Todd Kelly a push. Now Lowndes has done 11.3. The pushing continues and continues and continues. And Todd feeds him off the road, sends him to the grass for his trouble. So 11.3 and around they go. Or alternately they're covering. The problem is there's no grip, and lucky Shane Van Gisbergen bailed out of that one. But there's no way that Rick can stop with cold brakes, cold tyres on the dirty side of the road. And then both he and Fabian go racing, and the flatbed truck is racing out to grab that car at the moment. So Alan Gurr and Shane Price in a weird one there. I'd say interlocking wheels, and it's flicked Shane. It's like out there in these glassy conditions. It's horrid, isn't it, mate?
Well, it's one of the lowest grip places in Australia, Neil. And what you've got to do is you've got to use the old go-kart line. You've got to run around the outside of the track. And 2, this is the outside run. There was definitely contact there with Moffat and Reynolds. So then he's parked. We'll pick this up now, and Slade right up on 2 wheels. Wow, that is huge force to send the car that high in the air. Yep, for sure. That was Mark Winterbottom into the back of Dave Reynolds, who then escorted Scott Pye wide, both cars in.
And we need to point out that they are from the same garage. The David Reynolds Botlow car, given that they had the 18 car in on lap 34.
Oh, Courtney in the fence.
It's not a good
A whole lot of other stuff. So car 7 will be involved in this, according to Stephen Johnson.
Here we go. Todd Kelly.
Between turns 12 and 13.
Yep. So it's
wow. That has hit really hard.
It's Rick Kelly.
It's Rick Kelly in that car. Sorry, it was car 15, not car 6.
Damage there to the right front. Pick up this. No, and he's gone straight in. That's just a concrete wall there, straight ahead.
Big one at turn 12. That's at the northern end. So that's exiting turn 4.
And Shane Price getting a spin around 2 with Steve Owen just shooting on.
Into turn 1, you can see him. Fires from the inside right out to the outside. Uses every bit of road. And have a look right-hand side of the picture. There's Todd Kelly. Little bump, little contact. So a little bump in the left-hand rear, and then in the door, both cars off the road.
You've been railed in the chicane. Hey! Hello, mama.
Screen, and he's in the pit lane now. You can see his guys there smash the screen. And,
same damage, exactly the same result. He's
big.
just gone straight ahead.
That's a jam throttle or something weird. That's actually a strange crash. There's more to that. We'll find out for you what's going on there.
Coming up on the 25th of April. Here's the reason why Todd Kelly finds himself in the garage. This little glance off the tyre wall. I have to also add the fact these tyres... Two, clipped the curb, picked it up too wide, did exactly what Whincup did, got onto the grass at 3, which ricochets him across the road down at 4, and nudges into the tyre wall down there. And that's the helmet cam view. And Mark Scaife just avoiding all this at the moment, staying away from it, and there's the reason why Todd Kelly is so animated. He's actually made contact with that wall on the outside of turn 8. Huge opposite lock, and I think there was contact prior to that. Right there, right in the middle, right at the loaded part of the corner.
Oh, so here we go. Bargwanna turns Todd Kelly around. There's a couple of...
Yeah, that's where Fiore got his damage.
And so Todd props, but then props right in the path of Lee Holdsworth. Takes a big whack in the B pillar in the centre of the car.
Stalls. When he goes to drive it away, the lights go...
I reckon he's jumped on the brakes.
Okay.
Because he's looked around the corner and seen someone coming.
1.4 seconds is the gap. So check this out. Rick Kelly, David Wall behind him. The Wilson security car, they make contact on the main straight. And the sand does the rest.
Now, what I've heard...
Started way back there, eh?
I spoke to Larry in the garage before this race, and he was hoping just to get...
Whincup, round turn 3. Some action at the rear with Jason Bargwanna, Steve Owen and Stephen Johnson all caught up.
Well, two things. Oh, and off the road goes Carl Reindler after a good run in the previous race. And a lot of contact. That must be this, because he was involved in the first segment of it. Russell Ingall got by, and then look at the damage there. What a great shot.
This,
I don't get this. I don't get this, how it turns left. Watch this. That just turns left.
It's almost as though Michael Caruso was having his own thing, and meantime, David and Tony were involved in a separate... Let's see whether this angle actually... This is the one that's got me boggled at the moment. Has he got a problem with the left rear tyre? Actually, as it bounced, there was a little bit of blue smoke coming off the left rear tyre on Michael's car.
In that, just have a look at this.
Yeah, this will tell the story. Had a bit of a look, tried to back out of it, got in the side.
Yeah, he might get a wrist slap for that one. That was pretty lucky there for James Courtney.
This is where it started at 3. There's a little bit of contact there between the right, left, and the front left and right rear of those two cars. And then on the crossover on the inside.
Yeah, what's happened is that Shane Van Gisbergen's tried to dive bomb him down the inside at turn 4, and he hasn't got away with it. He's tagged Jack in the left side, about the...
And he'll have another crack. This replay will show what happened to Todd Kelly. Whack.
Otherwise, this race will join up to Part B of race 19.
What happened here? Again?
Same thing.
That is just amazing.
Oh, how close was that?
Yeah, there's definitely a dirty, really dirty line on the left-hand side there. And as soon as they get out there, there's nowhere to go.
Well, that's first. That was Rick Kelly with one like that, and then...
Did he dislodge the tyres a bit?
That's over. I tell you, that could have been really ugly too. You just saw the rear of the Jim Beam car starting to flick out at a very long time. Bang!
Had no rear tyre grip at all there.
I wonder if it's related. Oh, picked up the exit wall on the last corner at 13, just gone straight into it. Damage now in the front right-hand corner. He's going to do a whole lap, 3.5 kilometres near enough to get it back.
That hit very hard. They are the only cars that haven't stopped. And basically, oh, here we go. There's the Zinger replay. That has hit very hard.
Yeah, now why? It didn't react well over the bump.
Turned.
No,
it just didn't turn.
At the bump, right in the centre.
Yeah.
In the point that Lee Holdsworth is 34 seconds clear of James Courtney, the first car in the field to have stopped. There's a bit of a perfectly on the white line. So the painted white line doesn't have near the grip. There's the shot, the replay shot of Stevie Johnson. Yep. And yes, he did tag the tyres, but thankfully it was the tyres and not the concrete. Beats per minute the whole time they're in the car. James Moffat here, just trying on the wall of death at turn 8. And he almost, in fact, did make contact with the automatic and Tim Edwards in the background. So all the...
Oh,
well, mistake at turn 11.
Oh, that's Lowndes. Oh, was it Lowndes or Holdsworth? That's Holdsworth. My God. Here we go. Goes around, gasses it up, bang. Holdsworth, and there's Lowndes. Can you believe how close that was?
But this is the last 15 laps of this race. Conditions changing. Look at that. How's that for a flat spot? That's why Nick Percat ended up off.
Racing in. Lowndes down the inside of Frosty. Just stops it. Just stops it before clobbering. Oh, and cops away. Now it's going to play a track. Oh! No! Got straight into the right rear of car 16, Scott Pye, Wilson Security forward.
And there's really no fault from either side.
This is what the dirt was all about. That was someone firing into the dirt. I think it could have been Jack Perkins, yes. Back windows out of that car. And that's twice the... And you can see what corner exit speed did for Jason Barguana then. He just had those extra couple of Ks. Oh! D'Alberto tags.
That's a massive...
Yeah, that was all silly, wasn't it? D'Alberto tagged Rick Kelly. Russell Ingles, the innocent bystander in that. That was...
We get to turn 2, and James makes a little mistake, runs wide. Todd gives him a little fix, fires him sideways, and gets down the inside now for turn 3. And that's the... He had to get over the curb. He gave as much room as he possibly could, and then he gave James a fix.
So Jack down the inside, gets it cleanly done, and then on the crisscross, as Jack came out the other side, they checked up, and then contact. Todd touches the right rear corner of Jack's car. Here it is again from the other side now. So Jack's moved to the right to try and cover. Todd doesn't want to have a bar of it. Bang.
Yeah,
Okay.
got served.
So Lowndes has made contact there with Todd Kelly. Don't know why, what the details are, but it just pitched it straight onto the grass. Then he can't stop. Does this tell more of the story?
There's the contact.
Yeah, it was Lowndes, I'm sure, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's only...
Yep.